Well, that went pretty simple. Got our interior installed. And we do have the steering wheel linkage hooked up. You can see the steering wheel moving just a little. Welcome back to another plastic model build. Going to be building the 63 Ford Mustang II concept car. This was a car that was created before the actual 65 Mustang. There's the body. And the side body looks similar to the 65 Mustang. Rear quarters are almost the same. Got some differences here on the front fenders. Comes more to a point. It's considered a convertible, but it does have a top that you can put on it also. And it can be built either as a two-seater or four-seater. There's a rear seat, or you can just put this, it's called a luggage deck, in place of the seat. Then you're back to a two-seater then. So we'll probably build it with the 4 seats. This does have an opening hood and opening doors. And an opening trunk lid. So I think this is the first model I've built that has opening doors or a trunk. So that's going to be different. Looks like a pretty simple build as far as number of parts that we're going to have to paint and put together. There's our opening doors and door panels that go on the inside of those. And here's a hood. That's the roof that you can put on. If you use this roof, it looks more like a fastback. You can see the louvers there like a 65 fastback, similar to what it has. So if you build it that way, it would look like that. You'll probably just paint both of the tops. There's some chrome pieces. 2 choices on chrome wheels. And some other chrome parts. There's a grill, some engine parts. There's the tires, and it does have a solid axle in the back. We're about ready to get started here. As I usually do, I'll do some painting on the parts that are attached to the parts tree. Exterior body color. I think I will go with the white and the blue, like the box is showing there. So we do have some blue stripes that we can put on a white body. So let's get started. I have my turntable here with the clips that I can clip the parts tree on. Once that gets my parts painted, then we'll need to do some trimming. I got some slag hanging over, so we'll trim these parts up before we paint them. Before I paint the engine, I went ahead and assembled all the parts that would be painted. Let this glue dry, and then we'll put some Ford blue on the engine. I'm going to paint the transmission an aluminum color. Now here's the seats. And the dash. The dash matches the seat color. And we got to do a little more painting on the, I'm going to paint the glove box, probably an aluminum. And we got some decals that go in where the gauges are, and then there's a radio. We'll touch up, make it stand out. There's the door panels. I do have to go back with some white where I left the the white plastic there, and touch up the window cranks and the door handles. We'll put a little chrome on those. Here's the panels that go by the rear seat, and they have window cranks on them. It'll be painted a chrome. And I usually miss a couple of pieces, and I did again here. These two pieces are kick panel, goes in the front, and I just started painting the rear of the wheels black. The back of the seats, front seats, are finished. Painted both sides, but I still need to paint the white on these rear seats, this part. I'm going to use these wheels right here. I'm going to paint these centers black. See if I can zoom in and show you. There we go. This part right here. I'll paint those black. We'll save those Kragers for another time. Might use them on another model. Okay, time to put the motor together. And there's the engine. I did go with the tri-power 3 carburetor setup, which is a different intake, and of course a different air cleaner, and 3 carburetors. Now I'm going to assemble the tires and wheels. Now, the backs are different than the fronts. The front ones have the larger hole for the spindle to push into, and the back has just a smaller hole for the metal axle, which is here. You can see that center cap. Painting the center of it black, and that matches that black around the outside of the wheel. And I'm going to attempt to put these decals on the instrument for the instrument cluster. I'm going to be doing 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Now we've also got a decal that goes on the glove box, and that's 16, so I have my dash mounted in the turntable, so I'll do them one at a time. I'll start with 17 and just work my way across. Alright, we got all the decals on the dash. And we've got the white painted between the rear seats. And the white on the door panels painted. And a little detailing here on the full length console with some chrome around the perimeter there, around the edge. Highlighted the controls right there. And then there's our shifter boot painted black. All these parts ready to assemble. Next step's going to be putting some paint on the body. Got quite a few body parts to paint. As you can see, laying on all of them laying here. Here's the way I wash the parts before I paint them. These are washed and out on a towel, or a paper towel. Just use some soapy water. And then rinse them off. and let them dry, and they're ready to paint. Okay, just finished painting the body parts. So probably a day or so to let them dry good, and then we'll start finishing up this model, putting everything together. Well, other things got in the way, and it's been about, I guess, a little over a week since I painted the body, all the parts. So I think it's time we get this model finished up. First thing today is going to be the decals, and I'm going to use these. I'm going to use the blue ones right here. Well, we got some more of these thick paper decals. I've had this soaking for probably a minute or so. This goes on the hood. If we can ever get it to release. Okay. And this goes in the center. Alright, we're going with the fastback look, where the stripes put from the front to the back. That's really all we can do now until we get the interior put in, because there's a long stripe that goes from here all the way back on the trunk. Alright, I haven't glued this on, but you can see it has holes and 2 posts. So we can hold it where it belongs and put that decal on. Alright, that's about it for decals. So let's get working on some other parts. So we're on step 4, suspension. Underneath the chassis completed. And the front wheels do turn. So we're ready for step 5, which is interior. Well, that went pretty simple. Got our interior installed. And we do have the steering wheel linkage hooked up. You can see the steering wheel moving just a little. It doesn't turn a lot, but it does turn. Take a break and let all the glue dry. I forgot the battery in the radiator. I need to put those in. There's a battery. We'll let the glue dry on this, and then I think the next step is doors, the trunk, the hood, the hinges. Get all that stuff put in. Alright, radiator and the battery. Got the trunk and the hood mounted. And that uses these called door brackets, but that actually just, they go over the top of the hinge portion. That allows the hood and the trunk to open. So we have those on. And have the doors put together with the vent windows. Glue needs to dry on those before we do much handling on them, but they mount the same way. See those little pins right there, little pins sticking up that the hinge covers go on each side. So we can go ahead and put the taillights in. I've already painted these taillights red. So as a few days ago, so they're ready to put in. Painted the molding around the windshield, wipers, and painted the wiper blades black. And we painted the door handles, the door lock. Alrighty, we got the doors in. There's the hinge covers. No windshield yet. Waiting on that silver paint to dry. Do have the back glass in the fastback roof. Even though I'm not using this roof, I'm going to put it with the bottle when I display it. So I'll go ahead and put the glass in it too. And installed 2 rear panels that go on each side of the back seat that are painted blue to match the front door panels. Well, we got the body on the chassis. A little tricky. Had a lot of things to maneuver around. I had to open both front doors so the hinges would clear each fender. But I'm really happy with the way it looks so far. Next thing I'm going to do is put this decal. Comes between the 2 seats and all the way over the deck lid. Trunk stripes on, and the stripe runs down between the seats with the Mustang emblem. Decals on the side with the says Mustang 2 and running horse. Installed the rear view mirrors and the quarter panel ornaments. And there's the grill, headlights, parking lights. And here's a completed 63 Mustang 2 concept car. Seats do fold up. Take a look at the motor. And the last thing I installed was the gas cap. If you compare the two, this top makes it look more like just a coupe. 65 Mustang coupe. Where this one makes it look more like the 65 fastback. This came with the chrome. I guess I could set that when I display the model. Thanks for watching.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, how about giving us a like and subscribing to our channel? Thanks.